hiring a private investigator to be successful when requesting surveillance, here are the top 10 tips that'll have the best outcome and guaranteed results from Covert Results. Number 1, initial consultation. So this will be a discovery call in which you contact our licensed investigators where we discover your needs and guide you to the perfect plan so that we meet your goal and you succeed. And this could be anything from a phone call to a sit down at our office located at 41 Peabody Street in Nashville, Tennessee, or a Zoom call. But essentially we sit down with you and understand your needs and put a plan in place. So that is the first tip. Number 2, assessment of your case. So once we know that we can succeed in guiding you to the perfect plan after the consultation, then we will assess the case. We will figure out exactly what we need to put in place to help us with the surveillance. That could mean mobile surveillance, static surveillance, camera surveillance. Different types of surveillance can be utilized across the board, any tools that we may utilize to help you succeed. We will also use databases to help understand who our target is. Who are we following? What is their background? Any sort of intel that we can gather, that is what we will do before we move on to the next part of the case. Number 3, so we will have a agreement in place, and this ensures attorney-client privilege, and it's also professional. You will understand that Covert Results is a professional organization. We have a team of lawyers that have helped us get to where we're at today. We also work with about 300 to 400 different attorneys, and we will also think like attorneys. Even though we're licensed private investigators. We don't give legal advice, but a lot of things that we're doing, we will do it as if we believe that the case may go to court, whether it's civil court, criminal court, what have you, depositions. We will be acting in a professional capacity where we believe that this evidence that we're gathering could end up in court, and we want to make sure that we're documenting everything correctly from the beginning. So again, number 3 is going to be the proposal and agreement that we will send over to you for a review. Number 4, so that'll be the investigations process. So we may do a little bit of background work prior to signing the agreement, but right after signing the agreement, you will be assigned your lead investigator. It could be me. It could be 12 other licensed investigators that we have. Everybody has a vast background. We have more than 100 hours worth of experience between the 12 of us. Everybody comes from a different background. Private investigations, police, military, corporate investigations, all over the map. You can always go to our website to learn more about us. But number 4 is the investigations process, where we will learn and gather that intel from you, because as a client, the more information you give to us, the better, and the better it is going to cut down on overall time and cost with you communicating with us in the very beginning. So number 5 is going to be communication and updates. So with us, with our firm at Covert Results, you are going to be kept in the know on what is going on if it is a surveillance case or any other type of case. So we use a digital case folder system in which we will send you a secure link in which you can access at any time at your leisure, and our investigators will update that case folder so that you know what is going on when it is going on. Number 6, and this is important, probably right there, maybe about 2.5 really, but confidentiality. So obviously we get this question quite a bit, and it is my case going to be confident? Well, the one thing I tell people is go to Google reviews. We have the most out of any private investigations and armed security company in Middle Tennessee. So check that out. None of them say that this firm is telling the community about their case. So we would not be very good licensed private investigators if we were just basically telling the entire community about your case, your needs, and your goal. So absolutely 1000%, and that's why we have an agreement in order, is that we have a huge high level of confidentiality. We are told lots of different things, lots of secrets, lots of dirty secrets, and we do have to keep those. We have that attorney-client privilege type mentality, and it's in place through the agreements and or through an attorney, so we do keep them confidential. Number 7, documentation and reporting. I, for one, am huge on this topic and number 7. So if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. I know that you have heard that. But also, when you're a licensed private investigator, and for any private investigators that are listening to this on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or wherever we're posting this thing, you have to write a report. I cannot tell you how many times we have been contacted and told that another company has not completed or produced a report. You are only good as your report. I say that all the time to my team and my investigators, and you have to write everything down, and it just has to make sense. So produce a good report. That's what we do, and you as the client will have access to that in your digital case folder, and we can work with an attorney and you and whomever else if it needs to be tweaked or edited, or you need more pictures in there or what have you. But we will produce a good report and document everything. That is the right way to do it. Number 8 is going to be legal support. So again, like I've talked about in these other 7 tips, when hiring a private investigator specifically for surveillance, is going to be legal support. So you need legal support because our findings could be or could end up in court one day. Now, we do get people calling us that say, I don't care, I just want to know if my spouse is cheating. So can you follow them around? It's never going to go to court. I just want to know. Well, that might be what you or the client is telling us at the time, but we want to act from the very beginning and do the steps right so that we know it could actually end up going to court. You could end up needing an attorney. So obviously we work with a lot of attorneys. We have recommendations for great attorneys in the Middle Tennessee area and beyond. And I say beyond because we do have colleagues and networks and databases and everything all over the world in which we know that we can help guide you to the perfect attorney that will help you through the court proceedings. Number nine is going to be closing of the case and following up. So obviously, you being the client, you have access to our digital case folder. You're going to know everything about the case. If you would like an update, we are working on developing the Covert Results app. It is available in the Google and iOS store. However, we're just moving some little tweaks around, and we will get back to you and push that out once it's available. But ideally, the client will have our own app that you can put on your phone, and when you want to speak with our licensed investigators about the case, if you have a question and need an update, then we will provide you that. So the follow-up at the end, we will make sure that we have done what we needed to do and we have accomplished your goal. Now, with that said, there are some people that are asking us to do very specific things, such as, can you get PDA of these people? Well, it's possible, but if they go behind closed doors or go into a motel, hotel, or apartment, we obviously cannot kick in the door and go video them and figure out what they're doing. We have to sit on the outside, watch their comings and goings, see if we can get a hug or a kiss and all that good stuff. And it is very possible. But there are some instances where they just don't have any PDA. And we're obviously talking about some sort of cheater case here. There's other type of surveillance cases that we do. Workers' comp, child custody. We do surveillance for government officials. We do surveillance for subpoena services. We do camera surveillance on cohabitation cases. So there's all types of surveillance that we are doing as a company. But we will do the follow-up process, and we will make sure that the case report is complete and well written, and you have all that evidence and results that you desire. Number 10, and the last tip that I can provide for you when hiring a private investigator specifically for surveillance is professionalism and integrity. So with our company and our 13 licensed private investigators, we will have the utmost, highest professionalism, integrity, and ethics that there is. We're not going to break the law and do things for you that are illegal or against state and federal law. So we will be acting within the law, acting professional, and utilizing the best techniques that we have learned as a retired law enforcement officer that specifically worked on surveillance and large drug trafficking cases for over a decade myself. We will deliver the results that you desire. So thank you for tuning in to this week's 10 tips for hiring a private investigator specifically for surveillance. Thank you.